This was a good night for Giants baseball as the Giants beat the Padres 4-2. This is Giants Roundup on Monday night, September 17, Game 1 of a 3-game series. You can follow on Twitter, join the Cricket Kite page on Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. A lot of good baseball tonight. The Giants are now 71-80 on the season. And just a lot of great baseball tonight from the youngsters. Andy Suarez, excellent on the mound tonight. 7 2/3 innings strong. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. Drops that ERA down to 4.24 on the season. Taking the losses, Brian Mitchell, and no, not the Brian Mitchell from the 80s. Not that one from Crapper John MD, but Brian Mitchell, 9 hits, 4 earned, 4 strikeouts. ERA now of $6, 6.16. And the Friars fall to 60-91 on the season. And San Diego got the party started in the second inning with a home run by Austin Hedges. It would be 1-0 Friars. But that lead would go to the fourth inning, and the Giants would tie it with a home run by Brandon Crawford. We haven't heard his name in the home run department in a while. He hits his 13th home run. The game is tied at 1 apiece. Aramis Garcia singles to left. It scores Chris Shaw. Shaw had a have yourself a game. Chris Shaw goes 3 for 3 tonight. And you know what? Now he's got a respectable batting average, now over the Mendoza line at 207. So I'd like to see more of Chris Shaw tomorrow night. He's definitely a lot better plate discipline for Chris Shaw. So that's definitely some positive news, some confidence for him. And hopefully he can carry that momentum into the offseason here. And hopefully he can battle for one of the final roster spots in spring training. So that's a really good encouragement out of Chris Shaw. He's got now he's over the Mendoza line. And this just helps a young player's confidence. And Bochy says he's kind of been sitting him trying to work on his mechanics, and he actually looks more like an MLB playing in the majors at this point, not striking out. So certainly the last couple games have really been encouraging. And you know what? Why not start him again tomorrow? Then Longoria with the exclamation point home run. That one went over into the building, and it was 4-1 Giants. Renfroe would try to mount a comeback with a single to right center. It would score Will Myers. That would be it, though. 4-2. That would be your final score. And you know what? Maybe also with Joe Panic, maybe not so fast on non-tendering him. He's been looking better as of late. 2 for 5 today. He gets that average up to 256. That is a little bit better than what he has been. And I don't know if he gets tendered or not this offseason. But certainly now you can maybe think of the idea if you're going to tender him or not, or look at Joe Panic's contract, but he is arbitration eligible. And Panic's been hitting a hot bat here. This is the strong finish I've been wanting to see out of Joe Panic. But also, honestly, I could say I would be okay with bringing back Joe Panic for another year. These are the results we need to see in the final 2 weeks. Okay, he's arbitration eligible. He would be arbitration eligible again in 2020, so it would get interesting to see what would happen. Maybe they avoid arbitration and this off season. Kind of let maybe 2018 be a prove-it year for Joe Panic. certainly he's been hurt a lot, and maybe you let him come back for the 2019 season, see what he can do early on in the season. If he does great and the Giants are struggling, you trade him off, get a return for him. And if, say, he gets hurt again or whatnot, then you just cut it. But, maybe avoid arbitration. He'll be arbitration eligible again the following year. So maybe you essentially treat it like a 1-year contract with Joe Panic. So I'm almost at the not so fast point with Joe Panic. I think maybe you let him hang around for another year. That would be fair enough for me. That would maybe be the right move. We saw Aramis Garcia play first base tonight. He didn't look too terribly bad. And honestly, I don't know why they just shut down Brandon Belt. I know Belt wants to play the final 2 weeks, but if you're hurt, get the surgery. Come on, man. And what Belt's done with him having to have surgery, that almost kills any chance of him being traded this offseason. So that would not be good. And then it would be more likely than not we see Madison Bumgarner become the most likely trade candidate in the offseason. And as I said, he's not worth extending. He's not worth the Giants' next $100 to $50 million blunder. First, I think just whoever does, if, say, Bobby Evans is let go this offseason, that's got to be the first item of emphasis for the front office is stop rewarding these nostalgia contracts and stuff. So I think it just on it with the surgery coming up, I do think it's going to be Madison Bumgarner. That is likely going to be your trade candidate. So that's who I think is the most expendable at this point. But just a lot of positives, though. Garcia looked great tonight. I'd like to see more of Garcia in the squad here in the final few weeks. Let's see. I think the Giants were mathematically eliminated today. Oops, I am on the wrong page. It was 23,000, the attendance in San Diego tonight. Definitely it usually is a Giants fan base. Hello, Azofer. How have you been tonight? Usually is a more of a Giants fan base in San Diego. You could consider San Diego the kind of the Giants South, as there's usually more Giants fans than Friar fans when they play. But yeah, I think, let's see, I wonder if the Giants were mathematically eliminated tonight. No, they have not been mathematically eliminated as of yet. But if LA wins tonight, the Giants would be mathematically eliminated from the division. And as in terms of the wild card, okay, Giants have been mathematically eliminated from the wild card as of tonight. Oh, no worries about that. You haven't really missed much with the Giants' long losing streak and such. So yeah, if the Dodgers win, the Giants will be mathematically eliminated from the postseason. So we'll see, which is kind of a lost cause already here. And it's looking like they are just about 1 out away from being mathematically eliminated. So here we go with that. Tomorrow for the Giants, it will Tomorrow night, it will be Kermit Derek Holland going up against Joey Lucchesi. This should be a good matchup. And certainly San Diego, 9 losses now away. And I think that's what the Friars are trying to avoid here in the last week of the season, is to avoid 100 losses this season. So that will be tomorrow night. All right, let's do the MLB Roundup for your Monday night. The Blue Jays beat the Orioles 5-3, taking the win. Ryan Baruki taking the loss. Evan Phillips, 8 scoreless innings for Baruki, 7 strikeouts. Definitely look at the guy who is going to be a centerpiece of next year's Blue Jays rotation. In Philly, the Mets beat the Phillies 9-4, taking the win. Zach Wheeler taking the loss. Tommy Hunter. Philly getting closer to elimination. Their tragic number is now 7. Michael Conforto going 3 for 5. Jeff McNeil 3 for 5. The Mets trying to play spoiler on Philadelphia in the series. Arrieta not great tonight. 4 earned, 9 hits, and 5 innings pitched. Hector Neris 3 earned and 1/3 of an inning pitched. Philadelphia 6.5 back in the division. In Pittsburgh, the Pirates beat the Royals 7-6. Taking the win is Edgar Santana. Taking the loss, Ben Lively. Adam Frazier going 2 for 2. Pablo Reyes 2 for 2 coming off the bench. Kevin Hello Newman 3 for 5. Jacob Stallings 3 for 5 for Pittsburgh. Kevin McCarthy 2 earned in 1 inning pitched. In Miami, the Marlins beat the Nationals 8-5, taking the win. Jarlin Garcia taking the loss. Coda Glover 2 earned in 1 inning pitched. Anthony Rendon goes 3 for 4 for the Nationals tonight. And Rendon hits his 21st home run of the year. Eric Fetty, 6 strikeouts and 4 1/3 innings pitched. Jimmy Cordero, 3 earned and 1/3 of an inning pitched. And for Miami, Drew Rucinski, an earned run and 2/3 of an inning pitched. In Detroit, the Twins beat the Tigers 6-1. Taking the win is Cole Stewart. Taking the loss, Jordan Zimmerman getting pounded for 5 earned in 3 2/3 innings pitched. Nicholas Castellanos 3 for 3 and could be a hot commodity in the winter meetings this offseason. In Atlanta, the Cardinals crushed the Braves 11-6. Taking the win, Miles Mikolas strikes out 6 in 5 innings pitched. Mike Fulton takes the loss. 6 earned and 4 walks and 4 2/3 innings pitched. Ronald Acuna Jr. 3 for 5 for Atlanta. Colton Wong 3 for 5 for St. Louis. Freddie Freeman hits his 22nd bomb of the year. Wong hits his 9th bomb of the season. And Jesse Biddle 3 earned and 1 inning pitched. Aroldis Vizcaíno 2 earned and 1 inning pitched. And St. Louis trying to hang in there the final 2 weeks of the season. In Milwaukee, the Brewers blank the Reds 8-0. And didn't we see this sometime earlier in the season? It's not too often you see somebody hit for the cycle twice in a year, but that's what Christian Yelich did tonight. 4 for 4, goes for the cycle again. Travis Shaw goes 2 for 3 for Milwaukee. Kirk Casale 2 for 3 for Cincinnati. And Wade Miley 5 scoreless innings. Wandy Peralta 2 earned in 1/3 of an inning pitch for Cincinnati. Jesus Reyes 2 runs, 1 earned in 2/3 of an inning pitched. And Milwaukee now 2.5 games back of Chicago in the division. Currently leads the wild card at now 3 games up in the first wild card. So it's looking like the Milwaukee Brewers will be in the postseason this year. So congrats to them and Craig Counsell. In Arlington, the Braves blanked the Rangers 3-0. Taking the win, Tyler Glasnow pitching 6 scoreless innings, taking the loss. Aaron Sampson 2 earned in 5 2/3 innings pitched. Malik Smith goes 2 for 3 for Tampa Bay. And Tampa still trying to play spoiler here down the stretch for somebody. In Houston, the Astros lose to the Mariners 4-1, taking the win. Taking the win, Ryan Cook. Taking the loss, Hector Rondon. 4 earned in 1 inning pitch for Rondon. Not a good night for him. And Framber Valdez, 6 strikeouts. That was the good part in the 5 innings pitched. The bad part was the 5 walks. Wade LeBlanc, 5 1/3, 1 earned run. Seattle trying to play spoiler at this point. Seattle's tragic number is now at 6. And in Arizona, the Cubs beat the D-backs tonight 5-1. Patrick Corbin taking the loss, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned, 7 strikeouts. Taking the win, Kyle Hendricks, 8 2/3 innings pitched, strikes out 8, 1 earned run. Chris Bryant goes 2 for 3 for Chicago. And Randall Delgado, 2 earned runs and 2/3 of an inning pitched. Arizona picking the wrong time as they are just looking. It's starting to look like a collapse for Arizona. They are now 5 games out of the West, 5 games out back of the division, 5 games back of the wild card. The tragic number 7. So this is time for Arizona to get off the pot here, and there's going to be a lot of questions coming up with the impending free agency in Arizona. Okay, this game went final. The LA Dodgers beat the Colorado Rockies 8-2. Taking the win is Hyun-Jin Ryu, 7 scoreless innings. Taking the loss is John Gray, 6 earned runs in 2 innings pitched. Nolan Arenado goes 2 for 4 for the Dodgers. Jock Peterson, 3 for 4 for the Dodgers. 2 for 4 for Arenado for Colorado. Justin Turner, 2 for 3 for the Dodgers. Doc Peterson had 2 home runs in this game. It's his 23rd home run on the year. Max Muncy, his 33rd home run on the season. Alex Wood, 2 earned and 2/3 of an inning pitched out of the bullpen. And now LA takes a half a game lead over Colorado in what is a big series coming up here. And LA now has a half a game lead over Colorado in a battle for first place. The bad news now is the Giants are now officially mathematically eliminated from the postseason tonight. So, yeah, it's no surprise. It's official. They're mathematically eliminated. And now it's time to see what changes are going to happen. Larry Baer has indicated there is going to be changes to the front office this offseason. It's looking like Bobby Evans could be out. That would not surprise me. And for Bochy, it sounds like Bochy will return for the 2019 season. But beyond 2019, I think unless the Giants are contending next year, I kind of think this is likely going to be Bochy's swan farewell tour next year, and he deserves it. He's won 3 rings. He's won 3 championships. And, yeah, next year is the last year of his contract, so just honor it. Let him have his send-off next year. And just have some fun next year with whatever youth movement's going on with the Giants. So I think that is likely what's going to happen. It's likely going to be a lame duck year for Bochy, and they could potentially get rid of Ron Wotus. Since he's no longer seen as the manager in waiting, they could bring in somebody like Matheny to be the bench coach. You could see Hensley Mullins coach and be the manager in Sacramento next year as part of an evaluation process. But it's not often you see managers, you can have the same manager for 10, 11 years. But also the Giants are pretty loyal to their managers and coaching staffs. They let them run their contracts out and whatnot. So I'm kind of looking forward to a farewell tour for Bochy, and he deserves it. I think, since Bochy wants to come back, let him come back, have his 1-year farewell tour, and just simply it's unlikely he'll get a new contract after this. We'll see what happens. But we'll see what roster changes are made and stuff. But I will say, rest in peace. The even year magic is over. And in affiliation news today, the Oakland A's have signed a PDC with the Las Vegas 51s. They are going to be going to the new ballpark in Summerlin, Nevada, which is not too far from the Las Vegas Strip and the McCarran Airport. It is closer to Oakland, so that is a good move right there. It's also looking like the Astros are going to be heading back to Round Rock, so that's almost a certainty there. Nashville is in negotiations with the Texas Rangers and the Milwaukee Brewers. San Antonio will likely get either the Brewers. San Antonio may get the Rangers, and then Fresno may just get, unfortunately, whoever's left over between the 3. So that's where we are as in terms of PDCs. But yeah, let's just now pay our respects to the even year magic. Rest in peace. It's just time for a rebirth in 2019. All right, I'm going to conclude it for tonight. Everybody have a great Monday night. We'll be back on air tomorrow night. Now that we're mathematically eliminated, just time for the kids to just have fun and enjoy the last 2 weeks of the year. And Panic's doing that. Joe Panic's looking like a player that wants to be back next year. So everybody else have a great night. I'm good. Peace.